Hey guys, Lady Locks here. So today I wanted to do this video for Evie and John and a couple other of my subscribers who had asked me what are the picks that I use and my personal pick set, I guess, basically. And I just wanted to show you guys. And also a couple people asked me to do a video kind of what I would recommend for somebody beginning and starting out picking what to buy. So I'm going to kind of incorporate both of these. I'm first going to go over all the things that I've got and what I use every day, and then I will let you guys know kind of what's the best thing to buy if you're first getting into Locksport. So first of all, I want to talk about my vise. So normally I use the Pana vise, which has a larger round base that has a little tray that you can fit goodies in and things like that. And I use this attachment, which is the small rig. A lot of people ask about this attachment because they really want it. And it's just an $8 attachment from Amazon. And I will leave a link to it in the description of this video. The small rig is absolutely wonderful. I love it. So Lockchuck just designed me a 3D printed vise that I could use with my small rig, and so that's what I've been using the last few days, and I really like it. I actually really like it. It's lightweight, you know, I can get it out of my way and do what I've got to do at my desk, and it doesn't take up that much space, and you know, it has my small rig, which is the main requirement that I needed for a vise, so that works perfectly for me. As far as picks, I literally have a tray of Jimmy Longs and a tray of some others. So I've got my Jimmy Longs, which I use all the time. He sells these in a set of 4 for $20. Different types of sets of 4. So he's got like the gem and I believe the half diamond and some other couple profiles, and that's $20. Or you can get the hook set. This is just a flat hook set, and I think there's 2 different profiles mixed in here. The 23,000s and the 19,000s that I keep, you know, that I actually use every day, basically. And then I've got my Euro picks, which I've been picking a lot of Euros. So I've got a set of picks from Rob Lawn, and he actually sells these kind of, you order them and he makes them for you. But he's on Facebook, and that's where I found him, and I've gotten a bunch of beautiful Euro picks, and these work really, I mean, they work wonders in my Euro profile, so that's why they're sitting on my everyday pile, because I just use them all the time. Also, I've got some Sparrows picks in here. I've got some Monkey Paws in here and a couple of the Monstrum profiles. I'm not really sure what of the Monstrums that I have. I just kind of looked on there and decided to grab some one day and was very impressed. And I've ended up using pretty much each one that I bought, which, you know, sometimes you buy a profile and you never use it, but I've used especially this one that's kind of like a gem. I use this to pick barrel spools. I actually have a couple of them right here. I've got 2 of the same one, but you can see I repeat and I buy a couple of the picks that I like the best. I usually buy 2 or 3 of them just because I like to have them. I've got quite a few Monkey Paws. I bought their set of Monkey Paws in 25,000s and 20,000s, and you can get the sets now, which is great. They didn't have those before, but they have them now, and I love the Monkey Paws, and I always have. A lot of people hate Sparrows. I don't mind them at all. I don't mind them at all. And then I've got a couple of the Dangerfield Praxis sets that somebody actually gave me, and I'm really liking these. This one's a 15,000th little hook, and I keep it with my everyday stuff because sometimes I need something very slender. This one works amazingly. So, oh yeah, and I've got one Peterson in here, which is kind of bent already. I do not use Peterson too much. I have a couple of their sets, and I found it to be kind of just kind of a waste of my money. They bend too easily for me. They're kind of, I can't afford $10 every couple times I pick a lock, so I really don't buy them at all. This one I just happened to get because it was discounted, and it was a 25,000th, which I thought wouldn't bend, but it ended up bending anyway. So it's really just here because I use it occasionally, but it is bent, so I don't use it that often. But these are what I keep in my pile for everyday picking. And that's it. And of course, tensioners. I've got a really large amount of tensioners, which I just ended up loading into this pick holder because they work perfectly in here. And I separated out the sizes because I was having a hard time really locating the sizes that I needed. I'd have to shuffle through and keep trying different ones. It was annoying. So I just put them in here according to size. These are actually ones from the Longhorn tension set, which I really love this set. It comes in a set of 3, And you get these from lockpicktools.com. They're $10. They have a top of keyway end and a bottom of keyway end, so you can use them either way, top or bottom. And like I said, I just keep those separated out like this. I have a lot of the Z-bars because I pick a lot of Euro cylinders, and these are great in Euro cylinders. The top of keyway is perfect for those. And of course, I've got tons of the flat bars. I've got the heavy set. I've got just the regular sets. I've got all different sizes of the flat bars here. But as you can see, I've also got ones that were made for me by different people that I use a lot. But basically, you're going to need more tensioners than you are picks. So you can't really go wrong no matter what tensioners you buy, because eventually you'll probably end up using them, you know. My favorite sets are the lockpicktools.com set, but I pick a lot of Euro cylinders. So if you do too, that's a great set to have. And the flat bars, the 3 different flat bars, and I think it's 20, 30, or no, 30, 40, and 50 thousandths the flat bars come in. And you can also buy like the expansion ones that are like 2x or something, and I don't even know what sizes they are, but they're very big sizes if you need, you know, a bigger size of the flat bars, which I do love. The flat bars, I really love those. They also have a set that's like contoured. I think, I want to say Covert Instruments sells them. Here we go. This is the only one I have of that. I don't really use them that often. I don't find them as comfortable as a lot of people do. I just like my regular old flat bars and my Z bars, so that's what I use for tension. But you can get tensioners anywhere you buy picks. And of course, all my stuff for gutting, this is my main things for gutting, which I keep in another little tray right up here at the top of my desk because I got tons of locks, and I just keep right here, this stuff right here. I've got my gut wrench. I've got my opposite tweezers, whatever these are. A little screwdriver this is my baby one, for doing padlocks. And yeah, and Lockpicking Dev actually made me this acrylic plug follower and core holder, which this is the general size for gutting locks, but they do make a set. Sparrows makes a set, and you can also get a set of 3D printed plastic followers in the sets, and Bobby Keys makes those 3D printed sets. You can get them from him. He's on Facebook. And of course, you have to have shims. Always have shims on hand. I have this. I'll show you guys right here. This is my magnetic shim holder. And I've got some other things on here too, but mostly it's shims. Just shims. So if I need a new shim, I just grab it off of here. And it's just a magnet, holds them all. So I just keep them aside because I use them all the time. So always get shims. Sparrow sell shims, and CLK Supplies has a great selection of shims. I usually just get the regular shims. I don't get the thin ones because they really aren't needed to be that thin unless you're picking something that's very high belted lock where the tolerances are just so tight you can't fit a shim in there. So basically regular size shims work out great. And as you can see, I reuse mine until they're pretty much dead. Pocket Woman has a great video on how to straighten out your shims. If you want to check that out too, she has a great video on how to straighten them out. Me, I just kind of reuse and reuse until they're just totally destroyed, and then I throw them away. So the couple sets I bought have lasted me for months and months and months. So, but if you're not hard on them, you won't bend them. I'm just not very careful. So, and as you can see right here in my everyday things, it's like kind of 3 tensioners that I use all the time, and I just throw them in here because it's easy to grab the ones I use the most. But that's kind of it. That's my setup. I just have things kind of sitting in trays for my everyday carry. If I'm going away or something and I'm taking picks with me, I have a little case that I use, and I just pop some picks into it and take it with me. I'll either take this case, multi-pick case, and just throw a couple of my Jimmy Longs or some Sparrows in there, whatever. I don't take a lot. I don't need a lot of picks. I have, a whole bunch of different ones from a bunch of different places, but these are what I mainly use every day. So I don't really have to dig into my other picks that I have. This is pretty much it. So if you're starting out and you need to buy some picks, I would buy the set of Jimmy Long's flat hooks in 23 thousandths. That would be my main picks that I would tell you to buy. $20. For tensioners, you can buy the flat bars from, I really don't care for the Sparrows flat bars. I like the ones from either Covert Instruments or Peterson's better, but they're a little bit more pricey, but I do like them better. Or you can buy a set of the Z bars from Southern Specialties. The Longhorn tension set is $10. So if you just bought the Jimmy Longs and the Longhorn tensioners, that's $30, and that will get you really, really far. And you won't have to replace that stuff because you'll always have it. So that's the perfect set to buy. You can also buy Sparrow's Monkey Paw. I really found it helpful to me when I was starting out. The reason you don't want to buy rounded picks or pointed picks is because it's very hard to get those onto the point of a pin when you're picking the pins. Flat hooks are the way to go when you're starting out because it gives you a lot more surface area to hit those pins and not slide off. You might be a way better picker than you thought, but you're using a rounded hook and you're sliding off those pins all the time and you just think you stink at picking. That's probably not the case. You probably just need a flat hook and it will change your life. So definitely get a set of flat hooks. I recommend the 4-piece, like I said, 23 thousandths from Jimmy Long's. That'll take you really far. You'll be very happy with them. Or you can get a flat set of 3 from Moki, and I think they're fairly decent priced as well. Moki picks are not very expensive either, and they are definitely worth it. A couple of places in the U.S. sell them, I think, and you can get them from Moki himself overseas if you can't find them here in the U.S. As far as things for gutting, you don't need that when you first start. So you could actually put it in your cart at Sparrows. Sparrows has everything you need for gutting, but you don't have to buy it right away. You're probably not going to be gutting for a while because, I mean, the laminated padlocks you start out with and most of the brass body padlocks that you start out with up to like yellow belt and orange belt kind of aren't guttable anyways. You might come across a couple that are, but for the most part, they're not. So you're not going to be gutting right away. So you don't have to really worry about getting the things for gutting. But if you do need that stuff, like I said, Sparrows has a few things. Lastly, I would suggest grab some type of vise if you can. But any vise will do, really. But if you want the small rig, there's, I know it fits the Pana vise with that adapter. And it fits this newly designed vise, 3D printed vise. So you could also do that. You can go that way too. But like I said, either way, the small rig's nice. You can even just hold the small rig in your hand and pick the locks. Pocket Woman picks like that. She has a small rig and she just holds it in her hand with her lock inside and she picks it. So that works as well. So there you have it, guys. I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions on anything else or want to know about any other types of tools or items or whatever, just let me know in the comments of this video. I'm happy to help you guys out. I'm going to try to get every little link in the description for you so you can really just build yourself a beginner's Locksport shopping list. You do not need much. Like I said, $30 will get you the picks and the tensioners, and really just spend your money on locks and learning the locks. You don't need an expensive set of picks to start picking. You just need one set of Jimmy Longs. That will take you pretty far. Now, for building a set, I don't know if I mentioned this or not, but just buy yourself a case and build your own set of lock picks that you're going to use, because a lot of the sets that are out there do not come with what you're going to need, and they come with a lot of fluff that you never will use. So you're spending money on things that you're never going to use. I've given away so many rakes and so many things out of sets that I've gotten that I spent so much money on, and I could have just built my set one pick at a time. And that's what I do now. If I need a profile or want a certain pick, I get that one pick. Even if I just order one for $5, I do not buy more than what I'm going to use and going to need. But if you want to build a set, build your own set. Don't buy a set. It's more important that you have different picks from different manufacturers, because as you go, you'll find certain locks, the feedback you need to feel is I guess, more responsive from a certain brand of pick than another. Each pick is made, yes, they're made kind of similar and everything, but they're made with different types of steel and in different ways that makes every single pick manufacturer's feedback different. It's all different feedback. So you might have a great set of, say, multi-picks, and you might have went top dollar and paid for a giant set of multi-picks, and you might have every profile you can imagine, but you might not be able to feel what you need to feel to open a certain lock with that particular brand of pick. And you might have needed Jimmy Long's short hook the whole entire time, and that would get you your open because you can feel the things better with this one in that particular lock. So just different picks from different manufacturers as you go. You know, as you start picking other locks and higher level locks, you will need to have a bigger set. So it's nice just to build your own with what you need, because you don't want to buy 20 picks from a place that you don't really care for them and don't like the feedback. And if you're new, you won't even know. You'll just think it's you. You'll think you're not good at this because you can't feel anything with these picks. And sometimes it's the pick. But if you have a set of 20 of them, you're thinking, well, I can't fill any with that pick or this one or this one. But they're all from the same set, so you're not going to notice a difference. You really need to expand your set with different manufacturers, and you might find your favorites. Like Jimmy Long's my favorites. I carry a lot of Sparrows because I like those. A lot of people don't, but I do. I love the Rob Lawn hooks now, so I've got those. So you kind of get what you like and what helps you pick better. You know, you don't need an expensive set of hooks to pick good. You need a decent set and just skill. So practicing picking and getting more locks is more important than getting a $200 pick set from the only one manufacturer. And, you know, that's my personal opinion on that. But I hope this helps you guys. And like I said, any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section. And if you like this video, please click the like button. It only takes 1 single second. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.